Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, we are NK Carpet Cleaning and I am Seth. We are located in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we're actually in Greensboro, North Carolina today cleaning a church. Now this is an older church, but it's in excellent shape. As you can see with the interior, with the pews and the carpet, everything is well maintained. And just the look of this church is stunning. Just look at the beams with the high ceiling, as you'll see here in a few minutes as we do a still picture. But just talk about our process. Here we used a couple of different tools, besides obviously our Judson TNT, which is our truck mount. We also used our Prochem titanium wand and our CRB, which stands for counter rotating brush. We also got to use the CX-15 because this church in particular has some really long hallways, not in the sanctuary, we didn't use it in there, but out there in the entryway to the halls. And then also in the education building, which is next door. So stay tuned for it, and we'll mention also what preconditioners we used and talk a little bit about our methods and process. So anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Okay, so here is Jaden using the CX-15, excuse me, by Hydroforce. The CX-15 is a rotary cleaner that does not require a plug. That's what's kind of neat about it. These power jets that they use create approximately 4,000 passes, I believe, and that's at 400 to 800 psi. So this tool can be used, what's really great about it, it can be used not only for a truck mount, but can also be used for a portable. If you have a portable, that only goes up to 400 or 500 psi, so that's what's kind of neat about it. It's similar to a drag wand, more than it is a rotary, just because it goes in a straight direction, and it's different from a rotary in the fact that it doesn't swing side to side, but it still has those rotary jets that spin around, like I said, at approximately 4,000 passes per minute, I believe is what they claim. They also claim that it offers better cleaning, and I will tell you, in comparison to a regular wand, yeah, you're going to get better cleaning in comparison to a rotary. Probably the rotary is going to do a little bit better just because the rotary tends to have more agitation, but you definitely get an awesome cleaning out of this, especially if you're doing like a greasy residential, or not residential, a greasy restaurant where it's going to be open. You're going to have a lot of area to cover. As you can see, just how long of a stroke here we're taking. They also claim it has faster dry times, which we actually had a chance to compare this, and I think we were looking at right around 2-hour dry times with air movers in some of the larger areas. So definitely gets good dry time. As you can see, the white glide at the front of the CX-15, that's where the vacuum slot is, and I'll talk about that more here in just a minute. Another positive is it's super lightweight. I mean, you can carry this thing in one hand and carry something else in your other hand. It's not at all heavy. It's very affordable in comparison to some of the other drag wands. So if you're looking for something that's going to be in your price range, it's definitely something you want to look at. And it's easy to operate. Now there are some catches to it, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. I'll also just say this, that they say that it can be used for residential and commercial. I actually offer you 2 different jet bars for it. However, my personal opinion is unless it's a very large residential, it's going to be quite difficult to maneuver and get around. I think it'll actually slow you down. So as far as commercial, yeah, it's great, especially if you're looking at hallways like we cleaned here, or big open areas like here, or as you're going to see towards the end of the video when we clean the education building. That's a large area, and it shines in those type of areas. Now, there's certain things you got to get used to with this thing. The jets are in the back and the vacuum slots in the front, which is designed that way so when you're pulling it back, you're picking up the water. The negative to that is you have to stop approximately 10 to 12 inches and pull back, which is not a big deal, so it's nothing, you just have to be aware of it. You also have to be aware that it's going to leave swirl marks if you try to pull the trigger and take off too soon. What you have to do is you have to hold the trigger down, wait approximately a second, and then start dragging it. Because if you don't do that, what's going to end up happening is it's going to leave little swirl marks. And even then, sometimes we found that it would leave occasionally swirl marks, even if we did that, but that was rare. It may have just been the trigger got stuck or something like that. But overall, we're happy with this tool. Again, we do not actually own this tool. This is actually my father's tool, who owns a carpet cleaning business also. I just occasionally use it when I have jobs like this. But like I said, it's a great tool. One day I am hoping to purchase a, I think it's a zipper wand. For whatever reason, I'm drawing a blank. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So anyway, I'm hoping to get one of those one of these days and use them. But right now, it's just not in the stars for me to get one. But in that time, we'll continue to use this tool. And again, like I said, it's a great tool. It's I think the price range is anywhere from $1,300 to $1,700. Don't quote me on that, but I remember seeing it a while back. I probably should have did my research before I mentioned that, but too late now. I've already talked about it. But again, as you can see right there, if you look right where that little circle is, where we just passed that, that's what I'm talking about with those marks. And like I said, it's easy to get over or to correct. Right there, we just held the trigger down a little too long as we did that one spot, and it's actually me operating, so I was the one who did that. But anyway, guys, great tool. If you're looking to get something, you don't want to spend a ton of money on it, you can probably find one of these used very cheap, and you can even find them brand new for a lot cheaper than you can another type of drag wand. It's a really great tool and does a lot of great agitation with the spinning. Like I said, that's one of the benefits of it, is the spinning. And if you have large open areas that you're cleaning, you do a lot of commercial properties, and you don't want to quite spend the money for another type of tool that's similar to it, yeah, I would recommend it. But like I said, don't buy it thinking you're going to be able to compare it to another drag tool, because you're going to be disappointed probably. But if you look at it and say, okay, this is what I know it does and this is what I want, you'll be pretty happy with it. So this is the room I was talking about earlier that we did the drying, where we tested it. And we only had 2 of the smaller air movers, and you can tell this room is quite large. So we were able to get dry times in certain areas where the air movers were at right around 2 hours, probably less than 2 hours actually. So really good dry times with this. Now, as far as not using the air movers in the different areas, I couldn't tell you. We didn't test it out there. But overall, I mean, like I said, it does a really good job at recovering the water. So definitely a good tool there for getting the carpets dry as possible. Alright guys, we are all finished, and as we're walking through here you can just tell how much better the carpets look, and they smell a lot better. For our rinse, and I failed to mention this too, the products we use two products to clean these carpets. One we use for the church area and some of the classrooms. We used Trashed Green Gel by Magic Wand Company. Neutral pH, awesome product to use. Now for the hallways and some of the other dirty areas, we used Grease Eater by Magic Wand Company. However, we diluted it quite a bit. We didn't use it full strength, and the reason for that is this stuff's a great product and it works extremely well at a diluted rate. So unless you just have a really greasy restaurant, that's really the only time we use it full strength. It's just such an amazing product. We love it. We continue to use it. And as far as rinse, we used all fiber rinse, and it's the only product we use for rinsing right now. I mean, it's just such a great product. And so anyway, I failed to mention that earlier in the video, so hopefully you weren't waiting the whole video to hear that. But if you were, here it is now. So anyway, as always, thank y'all guys so much for watching, and we hope to catch you on the next video.